Let's see. It looks like we are live here, coming at you from an undisclosed location in Phoenix, Arizona. No, there's nothing weird or super secret or strange going on, other than, well, I guess actually there are some things that are sort of super secret and strange going on if I really think about it. So, I've been pondering what is this idea of creative grieving and what is this shamanic artistry. And I've been sort of pondering and musing on how does one express what that is and what it does. And then I started to realize, well, actually, sometimes an example is just a really good thing to look at, even though, as artists, we want everything to come from this very organic place, that's very unique and original. But sometimes it just helps to see or hear an example just to kind of know what the beast is, really. So, okay, so of course I have to start with a story because everybody loves stories, right? So, let's see, how much of the story do I tell? So, let's start by saying that today in my group, work with my Butterfly Bootcamp group, the topic was soul retrievals. And a soul retrieval is a process that we do as shamans that allows us to help a person access a lost soul part that may have been fragmented because of trauma or some inherited or genetic wounding. And so we try whenever we can to help that person and support them into welcoming back that soul part and reintegrating it. And I was able to do that for my mother right before she passed a couple of years ago, and it was an honor to do that. And a couple of weeks later, I was in Brazil. It all happened very quickly. The whole situation of moving cross country, the death of my mother, going to Brazil, it all happened within 30 days. I mean, it was really fast. It was a whirlwind. And so, and if you know the process for how to do a soul retrieval, there's generally a power animal that comes through on the way out of the chambers where you conduct the work to support the person. And hers was a bluebird. So a couple of weeks later, I was in Brazil and I was going up the river with a friend. She was showing me a piece of property or something like that, and it was just good to be back in Brazil. It was good to be back and see my friends down there, and it was just a really lovely day. And we were just, taking a boat up the river. And it was, not the usual first spot up the river that most people go to. It was like, I think it was like a good 30 to 45 minutes up the river. And we were going up, around this bend in the river. And she said, "Oh, look, it's a bluebird. We never get bluebirds in this region." And I was like, "Oh, look, there she is. There she is. There she is, saying hello." So then, in a few other conversations with folks that I know down in Brazil, I love how, I guess what I love doing is I love hearing the conversations and having the conversations and being present for folks, and then little insights that I get from these conversations, they sort of make their way into songs of mine. And there was, I think it might have been the same day, I told a good friend of mine down in Itacaré, Mireia, shout out to Mireia if you're listening. And she was like, "Yeah, you gotta go up the river, you gotta dig your feet into the mud." And I did, and I didn't realize how good it was going to feel, like just sticking your bare feet into the mud of a river. It's just so grounding. It's a really good connection to the earth, in just a good old-fashioned, take your flip-flops off and just get your feet wet in the mud. So those were two of the conversations that led to the writing of this song, which I'm going to go ahead and... It hasn't been recorded yet in anything that has been released, so this is a little sneak preview. This is a song that I was performing live with the Blue Angel Band, so all my Blue Angel friends, I miss you guys, man. I wish I was still down there making music with y'all, because those were super fun days. Really, good times, good times. I hope that Facebook is automatically translating this. If not, here's the thing. And also, if Facebook's audio ends up being really crappy, I'm recording a version on my computer, which is going to go on my YouTube channel. So if you're not already on my YouTube channel, get on my YouTube channel. So the song is called Up the River. So we were playing it live down there with Blue Angel, but I just, there was so much material coming through from that delicious year down there in Brazil. There wasn't a chance to record it all. So this is a song that I would still love to record someday. So here's a little sneak preview of a song called Up the River, which I wrote with the loving and generous support of the folks in my band down there in Blue Angel. Especially Ed Miller. Ed Miller was a really great key component to that band. Miss you, man. Hope you're doing well. Oh, also, this could crash my computer, so we'll see how this goes. It's a very old laptop, so it may not be able to do everything I want it to do right now, but we're going to try, because if it does work, this would be pretty cool. So here we go. Going up the river, I saw a bluebird leading the way. Going up the river, I saw a bluebird leading the way. And I knew she was you, telling me that you're okay. Going up the river to stick my feet into the mud. Going up the river to stick my feet into the mud. Grounding me to Mother Earth, my God, it feels so good. Going up the river with you. Going up the river. Going up the river to find my truth. Just building myself a breather in between the verses, because it's been a while since I have sung this live. There was one time I was going up the river. I swear I saw a bamboo tree looking at me. Going up the river, I swear I saw a bamboo tree. He was looking at me. He reminded me to ground myself so I can be free. Going up the river to pay my respects to Ocean. Going up the river to pay my respects to Ocean. Going up the river and not a moment too soon. Going up the river, saw that bluebird one more time. Going over that rainbow. when I saw that bluebird going over that rainbow bridge. He was joining with my brother along that heavenly ridge, going up the river with you, going up the river, going up the river, to find my truth. Hey. Oops, where are people? Where are people? Hey, I don't think we crashed. Let's see, did we crash? No, I don't think we crashed. Hey, we didn't crash. Anyway, if you were digging this, give me a comment, give me a like, give me a shout, whatever. And, if you're interested at all in knowing more about what creative grieving or shamanic artistry is, that is an example. And, my whole kind of mission is to help other people figure out how to do their own stuff like that. So if you want to tap your creativity and, turn your grief into something beautiful, come on over to my neck of the woods, because I'd love to be able to support you. So have a good one. Cheers.